Hi, we are here with the Cat and Rabbitt Cakeshop today in Puyallup. I love your name. How did the name Cat and Rabbitt come to be?
Julia's middle name is Catherine, so she's Cat, and my last name used to be Abbitt, so I'm Rabbitt.
Cat and Rabbitt. I love it. It reminds me of the fantasy of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could talk a little bit about the history of the company and where because you didn't start in Puyallup, right?
Nope, we started in Tacoma.
Okay.
Just about the time that COVID hit, Terryn and I found ourselves without jobs because of the pandemic. Terryn and I had worked together previously, and she called me up and said, hey, why don't we do our own thing? And I said, sure. Before I knew it, we were like applying for a business license, and it was happening.
Yeah, she definitely didn't believe that I was serious.
Yeah.
What was it like starting a business in a pandemic?
Terrifying.
Well, we kind of built the business around the quarantine and the pandemic because it was a walk-up window. The social distancing was already built in, and we knew that people were looking for anything to do to get out of their houses at the time. We knew that if we provided a delicious, affordable luxury, that we would see a lot of those people.
What happened was beyond either of us ever expecting at all.
We had a lot of help from local writers, particularly Sue Kidd, who used to write for the Tacoma News Tribune. She was the food writer. She kind of went to bat for us publicly to
She really did.
spread our name around. And
We're really grateful to Sue. I don't know if we would have gotten the same exposure without her.
What brought you to Puyallup?
Terryn and I both grew up basically in Puyallup, so when we found the spot down here, it was perfect.
Meant to be.
It was meant to be.
When Julia and I set out to do this, it was because we couldn't find a dessert that we both thought was up to snuff. We wanted something fresh and real and made in-house, and that was really difficult to find. For us, it's just more of like a labor of love, and we couldn't imagine buying anything store-bought when we can make it how we want it, and we can control the sugar, control the salt, make sure things play off each other and balance well.
I love the idea that you came up with for people to try different flavors, because not everybody, when they come in, wants to buy a whole cake. Tell us about that concept when we come into your store.
We offer cake by the slice. That is our main focus. 6 flavors is typical, and then obviously some other extra baked goods, but they're all in a cake case and you can see them and pick a slice. A lot of people do slice buffets.
One of the things I remember, you were talking about the buttercream and how your buttercream is different than most.
Yeah, it's a cream cheese buttercream.
Okay.
And that's what we use for all of our cakes. It just gives it this unique flavor. It's not sickly sweet, but it's also not overly cream cheesy. So it's kind of this nice balance.
Having the cream cheese in the buttercream also keeps it from getting too hard and crumbly in the refrigerator. Whereas if it were just butter, it would be very firm. It really helps the texture.
We use all fresh ingredients at the shop. We make everything ourselves.
And we use as many local ingredients as possible.
Yeah.
So all of our flour comes from a local co-op, and fruit, berries from Eastern Washington.
We don't even have shortening in the shop at all.
No Crisco.
Oh, that's great.
Everything's real butter.
Question that I like to ask businesses that come in here and share their story is to share with our audience some of the struggles about running a company, and is there anything that comes to mind?
I think for me in particular, it's that work-life balance. We both have families and we want to spend as much time with them as possible. This business is also our baby. It's a primary focus for both of us. Finding that balance between the two of them, it can be very challenging. But I will say our staff, we would be nothing without them. We have a loyal staff. Restaurant turnover is very, very high.
It's very high.
We can proudly say that we have very, very little turnover.
When we started, we had both been in the industry for a long time. We never got lunches. We never got breaks. Some days we worked 14 hours and didn't even get a chance to eat anything. We decided we don't want that for our employees. We've always created this welcoming environment, and we try to provide, a comfortable space for them to be themselves and come to us with problems or questions that they might have.
For future entrepreneurs out there, what advice would you give to someone wanting to do what you've done?
I would definitely say follow your dream. Do your homework, and by homework, if your dream is to open a bakery, Do lots of baking at home. When the time comes, work in a restaurant, work for someone else, learn as much as you can before you consider starting your own business.
Are there certain skill sets for a baker that you say these are necessary skills?
Patience. If you don't have it, you'll learn it.
I would say math. Math is pretty important.
Yeah, math is very
You do
important.
a lot of math, more math than you realize you would do in a day. Also, knowing the why. So a lot of baking is chemistry. So you need to know why certain ingredients or certain things make other things happen. And once you understand that, then you're able to like move forward with any recipe. We're lucky when we were doing our research to start, we knew some other small business owners, some that were in the industry, and they were really wonderful giving us advice and what they would have done differently. Now, we try to do that. If anyone comes to us with questions, we don't gatekeep. We'll tell you everything we know, the workarounds. We will do our best.
If people are interested in knowing more about Cat and Rabbitt Cakeshop or the flavors of the month or your hours, where can they find that information?
Our website, thecatandраbbit.com. Our hours are always up to date on Google. And then follow us on Instagram because we post a lot more on there.
If you haven't tried it, go downtown Puyallup to the Cat and Rabbitt Cakeshop.
Have a slice of heaven.